Arteta plays football that I want to see and to watch.
Not this season.
Control
looking like the Paella Pulis, bro.
Live
Stoke City,
like this.
The dark arts, that's what they're doing.
I don't see Manchester United winning that league or not getting back to where they was when you were playing.
We've got a high line. Our defensive line's in Amsterdam. Do you know what I mean?
I like Ange.
Yeah.
You score 3, we'll score 4.
The only time you disappointed me was on FIFA, and that's because I'm rubbish at the game.
If you get my hero card, I'm fast. He was waiting for me at the airport when I went, and again starstruck.
He's Alex Ferguson.
And Alex Ferguson, I mean, come on.
Tell me, what kind of performance did we see there in Brazil from Max Verstappen?
To go from 17th in those conditions to winning the Grand Prix was exceptional.
Jim, let me tell you this, yeah? There's more chance of your name being Jim Black, yeah, than me losing to you. 3, 2, 1.
What is that on your...
Hi everyone, welcome along. This is the lineup brought to you by BetMGM. Download the app or visit betmgm.co.uk. 18 plus, gambleaware.org. As ever, I am joined by the former Cruiserweight World Champion Tony Bellew and YouTube star, the one, the only, Expressions. But the man completing our lineup this time out is known for his flawless technique, unbelievable ball control, and his ability to consistently find the back of the net. He is one of the greatest Bulgarian footballers of all time, and a double Premier League winner with Manchester United. He is Dimitar Berbatov, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Dimi, to the lineup. Gentlemen, before we even start, what are you looking at me like that for?
Because you're talking about Man United. This man, he was the last one to win a trophy with Tottenham. What about us like Michael Jackson, Jim? Huh? What about us? What about us?
Expressions, the stage is yours. I know there is something you would like to say at this early stage in the proceedings to Dimi Berbatov.
Wow.
I hand you the stage.
You're going to give me the floor, yeah?
Go for it. I give you the floor.
I can't believe it, Dimitar. Yes. I will never forget the moment you left Leverkusen, came into Hotspur Way, the slick back hair, looking like Vito Corleone, fam. You even sit with your legs crossed, bro. You're my guy, bro. Berber King, you know. But, have it your way.
Look, better to continue on that story. I go into the Spurs offices and I see Martinho for the first time.
Yeah.
And he's sitting on the chair, but the chair is going back.
Yeah.
So he's all
he's like this.
Like this, and Martinho was a big guy.
Yeah.
So he stands up and he's like, Berba, my boy.
Yeah.
And he gives me a bear hug, and I'm like, actually in a Godfather movie. And
that's what I'm talking about. Listen, like, you see with you, yeah, you remind me of Denzel Washington in The Equalizer, Robert McCall, because you see when this man plays football, he presses his watch, slow motion.
Yeah.
Champagne football, bruv. Yeah?
Yeah.
He slows it down. They say Dimitardi, because he's slow, sluggish, yeah? One of the best pure footballers I've seen, total football. We were so lucky to have him. And I know the Tottenham fans are going to be like, oh, but X, how are you going to sit here? Look at the way that he left. Let me tell you this. One, after what Sol Campbell did, I'm immune to that. Yeah? And two, you get me?
He didn't go to Arsenal.
Yeah. Two, he didn't go Arsenal. And three, it's one of them ones where, yeah, like Man United, at this point, Man United were used to taking our top players. Like they took Sheringham, Carrick. Do you know what I mean? They took a lot of our top players, yeah. Berbatov, he was taken on the last day. And I'm not even going to lie. I knew he was leaving from before that last day, innit? The fact that it got to the last day, I didn't blame him, me personally. I more blame the club for letting that happen. But you see, when that happened, and then they gave us Fraser Campbell as well, so we got another Campbell back in the club, I was seething. Yeah, I was. But that moment, Daniel Levy said it will never happen to us again. And you turned Daniel Levy into the businessman he is now. Modric weren't going no Real Madrid, no Chelsea. Literally, Modric, you know how long it took him to leave? Harry Kane, you know how long it took him to leave? And as much as I support the club, football is a short game, and I know you wanted to win things, innit, yeah? And how we were moving back then, do you get me? Like, you were everything to us. And we still sing your name now. You get me? The Man United fans didn't appreciate you.
What are you saying?
Hold on, let me land. The Man United fans did not appreciate you like the Tottenham fans. They had Rooney, Tevez and them, man. But we had you. Yeah?
Let me get into that,
Yeah.
first you need to thank me because I turned Daniel Levy into the businessman, right?
Yep.
There he is.
I've got you. Handshake.
Here we
Well
go.
done.
Yep.
But then the other thing, on a serious note, I am from Bulgaria.
Yeah.
I am from a small country.
Yeah.
Opportunity like this
Yes.
comes once in a lifetime for us.
Definitely.
So I knew I'm going to disappoint a lot of Spurs fans, but at the same time, I knew that they will understand, or maybe not, because this is where that moment in life you need to take it, otherwise it's not going to happen again. For me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that was the moment for me, and I said to myself, yeah, Berbs, you're going to disappoint people, but
That separates
Bravo,
you from
listen.
the normal to the highest elite level.
Absolutely.
I needed to
Dimmy,
do
you
it.
get the rough idea that this show is Expressions, courtesy of BetMGM, with 3 others. On this occasion being Tony Bellew, Dimitar Berbatov, and Jim White.
Well, let me tell you this,
great for the
Berbatov.
fan to
I'm
say
telling you-
this, though. It's
Bro, let
great.
me tell you this, yeah. The only time you disappointed me was on FIFA, and that's because I'm rubbish at the game and I'm a pace merchant, so I need fast players, innit? That is the only time you disappoint me. I'm going to be dead serious, innit? Because it's one of them...
if you get my hero card, I'm fast.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah,
I'm
right?
talking back then, bro, when he was in the Tottenham,
No,
bro,
no.
you know what I'm saying? I'm
Listen,
better-
what do you still sing about him?
Huh?
What do you sing about
Bruv,
Dimmy?
you sing his name, bruv. He's a legend. I'm
Really?
telling you, bro. Let me tell you this about Berbatov. Obviously, I know the way he left was, do you know what I'm saying? But like I said, like I understand it. And the difference is, like, my brother is a Man United supporter as well. Wow. So with me, I'm used to losing things to Man United. You know, like we're only 2 years apart. So when I'd get a new wrestling belt, he might just take that from me. So I just felt like, you know what I mean? My older brother just took something that I really like.
Used to it.
I'm used to it. Do you know what I mean?
But one more thing, just before we move on. If I didn't left,
Yeah.
Harry Kane was not going to go up.
Yeah, all right, cool. And also, you went to Man United, bro. You didn't go to Arsenal. You didn't go to Chelsea. Like, the passion, bro.
One of the biggest clubs in the world. If
He's
not
our
the biggest.
guy.
How wonderful is all of this? So let's carry on the Tottenham loving by talking about Manchester United. Well do I remember you going to Manchester United. You became a huge star there as well. But of late, we've seen what's been going on, Dimmy, at Manchester United. And Ten Hag was sacked and Amorim comes in. What do you think of it all?
Well, I think it was time for a change. The position of United in the league table, it's not sit good with anyone who likes the club, right? So the season that you start the same, sluggish, slow, you're low in the table, of course, it's not going to bring you any good. And in the end of the day, you cannot sack 15, 16 or 17 players, you sack the manager. It's always the same story. And I think it was time to do something new, some new chapter in the life of United. And now we are full of hope again because the new manager is coming in and everybody's like, okay, he is the guy.
Yeah.
But do you not think he's won 2 trophies and with that squad and with that group of players, he's actually won something each season he's been there?
It's Ten Hag, you mean?
Yeah.
And he won the FA Cup last season.
Yeah. And the League Cup.
And the League Cup. But
before.
in my mind, it's difficult to accept now the new reality that United is not challenged for the Premier League title.
Okay.
I still have difficulty, even though it's been 11 years. 2013 is the last Premier League title, now it's 2024.
But do you think anyone, Dimmy, can come in there and challenge anybody? I mean, I'll be honest, I think that's a 10-year job. I don't see Manchester United winning that league or not getting back to where they was when you were playing. When you got the great Sir Alex Ferguson, you know, with the camaraderie and the way he had control of a football club. Like, it's going to take a manager 5 years to get to that level of control.
You can argue that Sir Alex get 5 years before he won the trophy, the Premier League, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And you can say what you're just saying, that maybe the manager needs at least 5 years.
Yeah.
But now times are different. Football is different. Everything is fast. You want fast results. You not have patience to wait so much. And that's why managers are coming and going. And now, as I said, the new one is coming in and everybody is the same. Hopeful, cheerful, he's the guy. So let's hope after 1 year, he's still going to be the guy because it's going to be very difficult to take the reins and bring that, what in my mind is a Premier League trophy.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate awards, in my mind at least.
Of course. I mean, we heard that Bruno Fernandes got in touch with Ten Hag to say sorry.
Yeah.
On behalf of him and the players.
Yeah, because they threw him under the bus. Let's be honest, innit? Like, them performances were unacceptable. You can't perform like that under Erik Ten Hag and then, 1 game later against Leicester, you're putting like 5 past them. Do you know what I mean? Like, they blatantly threw him under the bus. It's clear. Like, obviously, I'm not saying... I understand why he got sacked because of his league form, But Man United fans need to realise that they're not the same team that they once were, innit? You can't, like, it no longer says sharp across their top when they wake up. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It says Aeon or TeamViewer, whatever it says. It don't say sharp. Do you know what I mean? Like, Alex Ferguson's gum don't taste the same. Like, when I went outside Old Trafford, remember, back in the day, they used to be like, Rooney, come and see Rooney. Come see Ronaldo. Come see Berbatov. You know what they're screaming now? Come see Garnacho. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't land the same. Like, Man United fans really need to wake up and smell the coffee, innit? Don't get me wrong. 2 trophies in 2 years. At my club, that would be great. We'll take that. But Man United fans, they're trying to close the gap. Gap lives matter. They're trying to close the gap, do you know what I'm saying, with Man City and like Liverpool and, do you know what I mean? Like the aspirations at Man United are a lot bigger, innit? But you're right, it is going to be like a 5-year job. There's no way Amorim can come in and then he can just expect them to be title.
Tony made a great point, Dimmy. He's got a 2.5-year contract, as we understand it. Roy Keane said this weekend, it's not long enough.
Yeah, give him a better contract, yeah. But at the same time, 11 years. And now, if you still wait another 5, it's going to be 16 years for the Premier League trophy, right? So this is where the dilemma, the problem
let's be honest, Liverpool went nearly 30, didn't he?
Yeah, but we don't want that. United fans, you ask them, they don't want that. They want now quick success because it's been 11 years.
I like the way you corrected yourself and said, first you're saying we don't want that, then you said, no, United fans don't.
Wait.
I was going to say, do they speak French in Bulgaria while you're saying we? All of these we's. After the flowers that I gave you, after the flowers I gave you, you're saying all of this we.
Now, if we speak about Spurs, I will say the same thing. If we speak about Fulham, I will say the same thing.
My guy.
If we speak about Monaco, I will say the same thing.
Did they have the Michael Jackson statue out there when you played for Fulham?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
Dimmy, we know there have been big changes at the club. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is in there now. Decisions are being made. Ineos, his company, of course, very influential in the world of sport, in the world in general. How do you think they've handled the situation? They've come in, they've looked at it. 1 minute they made him their guy. They extended his contract. The next minute they say, you're not our guy, Erik Ten Hag.
But that's how football works. And it's not surprising. I've been there, I've been inside. I've been in a club where we had a meeting with all the players and the owners show himself on the big screen and telling everybody, the coach is here, he's going to be your coach. 1 game later, sacked. That's how football works sometimes. It's a cruel game. I think they, in the case of Ten Hag, he won the FA Cup last season. He needed to stay. Although they were talking with other managers at times, but he needed to stay, in my opinion. But the way the season started, where United is in the table, it's unacceptable, and it was time for change. Even the players, at one point, it's difficult to admit to themselves that it's time for change.
Yeah.
It is time for change.
Yeah.
You see, them same players, though, sorry, Jim, them same players, Dimmy, I mean, you look at them, and are they good enough? When you were the group of forwards when you were playing. So let's go over the group. Tell me the group of forwards when you were playing.
Me, Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney.
Okay, let's compare them to now. Marcus Rashford.
Fergie's so greedy. He
Højlund.
don't need you, bruv.
So Marcus Rashford, Højlund. Who's the other spare forwards you've got? I mean, how are they? It just shows you how far the club has gone backwards. You was one of the best finishers possible. I mean, you remind me of Robbie Fowler in some ways, constantly hitting side netting. That is one of the hardest things to do for any striker.
This man created the false 9. I'm telling you this right now. It's more than finishing.
I was telling that the other day.
Used to hit,
No, bro,
he used to hit side netting all the time. And you would pass it into the net.
I'm so glad you agree. This is what I've always said that, bro. He created the false 9, bro. You man want to talk about his scoring and that. What are you talking about? The drop deep, let the forwards go. That was him. You must have got loads of assists for us because this guy was the false 9.
The standard of player since you played has dropped, right?
Now, look.
If you was the manager, how are you looking at Rashford? Because Rashford's a top player in my opinion.
Yes.
But this boy is just.
And
what's going on?
In my mind, he have the talent, and he is still 26.
He's a baby.
Yes, still he needs to reach his prime. He's yet to reach that prime, and something obviously is going on there. What is it? I don't know. Is it his environment? Is it home? A girlfriend, a wife, a family?
His friend. I know Sancho going. When Sancho got, it looked like there was a big dip as soon as Sancho got let go.
So in my mind, the environment you hanging around outside of the football ground is of most important.
Yes.
Your friends who you're hanging with, or how they're pushing you.
Same in all elite sports.
Exactly. How they're talking to you.
Yeah.
So how are they true to you, like telling you the truth? You're playing, can I say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Makes sense to
Yeah,
me.
bro. Blame it on me.
You play like garbage, you know, you need to be better than this.
Yeah.
And if you have good friends around you like this, it's going to help you. If everybody's giving you compliments all the time, you know, it's not good.
What's a respectable finish this season under Amorim? United, as we speak, mid-table. Where will they finish, Jimmy?
If they qualify for Europe, that would be a success in my opinion. Wow. That would be a success.
They're not far off the top 4, so.
How they fallen?
Ruud have 2 games in charge yet.
Yeah.
So if he gets the wins, then he can hand the team to Ruben in a good shape. And
Yeah.
Just before we go, do you think it's the right appointment?
But I've never been a manager. I will never afford myself to give advice to a manager. I've never been in his shoes.
No, but would you, if you were in charge and you were, let's just say you were a director of football at Manchester United, because a lot of the football players are now going in and getting them director of football roles. For the life of me, I can't understand why no one has approached Zinedine Zidane. This guy's got 3 Champions Leagues. Am I like the only person in the world who goes, where is Zinedine at?
Nah,
played with him.
Zinedine Zidane ain't doing. I don't believe he's doing much with that Man United team. That Man United team, Ten Hag spent a lot of money, bought a lot of players, and it's a lot of his players. Yeah.
Okay.
So even Amorim, like the question I want to pose to you, Berbatov, do you think Amorim with his 3-4-3 formation can? You see the current United squad? Do you reckon that, because remember, you can't bring in any players maybe until January or anything like that, but do you reckon he can do a job with the current United players?
At the moment, probably not, because you need the right players for your right system of play.
Exactly.
And he plays exactly what you just say.
Exactly.
Zidane, I don't think he speaks good English.
No?
That's the only issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
For coming. And sometimes it's not an issue. You have a translator, you can learn as well, but I think this is the major problem.
Okay.
For him to have the right players, he needs to bring the right players.
Exactly.
Now he inherent a squad that
not
maybe
his.
then it's not his. The players though, and this is the tricky moment, the players will be now on their toes. So if they want to stay, probably they need to up their games, right? To show, boss, I want to stay, I want to play for you.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be easy because he plays a formation that I think Chelsea play against Manchester the other day as well, with 3 in the back, 4-3.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting to see which players are going to fit his way of.
How gutted will they be now that they lost Jadon Sancho?
Oh,
Imagine that manager. Imagine, because Jadon Sancho is a player.
But he's on loan though.
Is that all this is a loan? It's not a done
There's
deal.
an obligation. I think there's a thing to buy, but I'm not sure if it's obligation or he has to go, but it's a loan.
I would be.
let's move it along, guys. I took myself off to the northeast, to Newcastle United Arsenal, and Newcastle won it by a single goal to 0. This man's North London rivals somewhat in the doldrums right now. Arsenal, where are Arsenal now? Dimmy, let me throw it to you. Where are Arsenal right now then? It's a title race. They want to win it. They were called bottlers in the past. Where are they?
Yeah. And I love scoring against them.
Yep, I know you do, my guy. I
did
know
score,
you do.
and I did score.
Yes, he did.
But I'll be honest. I like Arteta. Arteta plays football that I want to see and to watch. Control
You
the
mean
ball.
last season, yeah? Not this season.
Control
Looking
the
like the
ball.
Paella Pulis, bro.
Leave it-
Yeah, Stoke
leave it
City.
like this.
The dark arts, that's what they're doing.
I like to see.
Oh my lord!
I like to watch how they play, but at the same time with Arsenal, it's somewhere similar to Spurs. We are almost there, but we cannot take it. You know, they have chances 2 seasons to win the Premier League.
Yeah, you're right.
But it was there, but we cannot take it. Why? Because that I don't know, experience, consistency, winning at the right moments against the right team, get the points is still not there with them.
Yeah. Should the fans be worried?
Arsenal fans. Who am I to say?
Excited?
I don't support Arsenal, but at the same time, I respect the way they play football. Worried? I don't think so. I think the Arteta is the right guy. They have good players, and I think they'll be. Let's hope not a front of Spurs in the end of the season, right?
Yeah, well, boy, listen, yeah, I'm not going to lie. Arteta he's further along in his project than Ange, innit? So they're supposed to finish above us. He spent nearly $1 billion, you know what I'm saying? He's had, 4 or 5 years in charge. Do you know what I mean? They're further along in their process than us. So I'm not really worried about finishing above Arsenal. But what it is now is the last 2 seasons, they've been playing good football. Like, everyone in the Premier League's been jealous about the football that they've been playing. This season, like, I don't know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've been raving about their defensive record, this, that, and the other. They've conceded the same. Our goal difference is better than theirs, yeah? We scored more goals and we've conceded the same amount of goals as Arsenal. Okay. We've got a high line. You get me? Our defensive line's in Amsterdam. Do you know what I mean? We concede every game. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is, yeah. But these men want to talk about, greatest defense in the league.
That's
and
last
I'll
season,
never forget. No, they're talking about it this season. No, even this season. Because remember, it was they were one behind Liverpool. The goals have just been flying in. Jason Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? And now Newcastle's, you know what I mean? The Magpies, why man? You see what they did to them as well. Alexander the Great, Isak.
Great goal.
And I'll never forget
Great
when
goal,
they
mate.
called that German statue of Liberty, Kai Havertz, bro. They were moving like he was Berbatov.
Yeah.
No, they thought they had Berbatov. I heard them say it. They was like, he's a false. He's like Dimitar. Hubertov, bruv.
Yeah, but at the
Hubertov?
look, at the same time, I need to defend him a bit because he's coming from Leverkusen.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah,
A bit, though.
I've been there. I know how they develop their players and then sell them to big clubs.
But at Leverkusen, he was firing. He was quality. That's when he was like you maybe at Leverkusen.
Yeah.
But then he came to Chelsea and then Arsenal. Obviously, Chelsea and Arsenal, they do business. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be rivals, but they're not. You get me? You never see McDonald's and Burger King. You'll never see a McWhopper in your life. But you'll see a Chelsea and Arsenal fan stand up. If you hate Tottenham, you're not supposed to be rivals. And Chelsea are just feeding them players. They're like your parent club. That's what it is. No, I'm being serious.
Timmy, I'm as open-mouthed as you are on that comparison. Here's the thing, though, Tony. Edu said to be leaving Arsenal. Arsenal need to beat Chelsea next up, or they could well and truly be out the title race. That's how it is.
Do you know what, Jim? I'm hearing people talking about title races and you know, top 4 spots and people thinking, we on the 4th today? The 4th of November. We're not even on Christmas yet. Let's just all cool our jets and let the football be played. Nothing looks like anything of anywhere where anyone's going to finish until after Christmas.
Sure?
That's where we starting to see things happening and moving. But I'm interested to know, we've got an amazing striker on board here today. And I'm interested in knowing, for someone like Arsenal, Dimmy, and now I can't believe for the life of me they didn't go and spend a bomb at the end of last season on a forward, an out-and-out forward and a goal scorer. Now, I've heard Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is a good player, yeah, I get it, but let's be honest, I don't see Kai Havertz scoring 20 league goals, but I do see someone like an Isaac at Newcastle, and Isaac scoring 20 league goals in an Arsenal shirt. Why haven't they gone?
But at the same time, like we say about Edu, he is in charge of things like this.
He was the director of football, I think.
Bringing players, being involved in stuff like this. So maybe listening to his opinion also is important to them. And maybe he was waiting in on, we don't need a striker. We have enough good players in the team. Maybe Arteta is really hung on that false 9 stuff.
Yeah, he is.
You know, maybe he likes this style of playing.
He does.
At the same time,
his party at right back.
Isaac, okay, who else? Who else is there to buy for Arsenal? You can try
They were looking at that Gyökeres guy as well. Gyökeres from Sporting.
Maybe he's going to go to Manchester United.
Ivan Toney went to Saudi. He was available.
He'll go with Amorim, though. Probably. Is there pressure on Arteta to win a trophy for Arsenal now? Big pressure.
So how many years in charge?
5. Yeah, 5th season.
So maybe it's time, right?
You've got to give him.
And he spent 800 million.
He spent a lot of money, but from where he found them to where he's got them, they're a different team, playing different football. And I know we're going up. We can't go too much off this season because what are we, 10 games in? Let's just go off last season. You judge your team by the seasons, and last season Arsenal were phenomenal. I understand he dropped off towards the end. Some like to say bottle. I just like to say dropped off. Didn't find the feet at the end. But that's when Pep comes good. Pep comes good when the pressure's on, and no one can ever deny that in football.
But in the end of the day, it's about the results and what you're winning. Which is, right or wrong, it doesn't matter at this moment. But Sir Alex had 5 years, he won the trophy. How many years was Klopp at Liverpool before he won his first trophy? 4, something like this. So maybe this is the line where now you need to produce.
Oh, you mean a league
title?
Yeah.
But trophies in general, because even the trophies that he did win, forget the Charity Shield, he won an FA Cup with Emery's squad, and Emery played a couple of games to get him into that position as well. So how Arsenal fans should be looking at it, okay, yeah, he's won an FA Cup with Emery's squad, but we've given you 800, nearly £1 billion. We may as well have just kept Emery's squad. Maybe you would have won a trophy with them, because it's like, we've given you money, and what have you brought to the table?
Tony, you like Arteta, right?
I really like Mikel. I think
he's a very good manager.
But I'll tell you something. What Unai Emery's doing at Villa should not be overlooked, because if you stick with that that man, you look where he's got Villa.
Yeah, man,
Villa
he got them four. He got them 4 at the Spurnabout, bruv. That's where he got them. 4 at the Spurnabout. I was there yesterday. I'm walking around shaking people's hands with 4 fingers now, bro. Trust me, Villa. Yeah, we're not gonna do that because last time we filmed, we put West Ham. You know, them were there on a T-shirt. We gave them 4, took them to Asgard. You didn't want to talk about that, so now we have 4 again. We will talk about it, Jim. Yeah, Aston Villa were West Ham in disguise. Yeah, Aston victims. Yeah, that's what happened. I was like, Spurnabout, dominant Solanke, Dominic Toretto, fast and furious, bro.
I'll be honest,
you know
I didn't think he was going to do it.
James Mascoigne, did you see that free kick? Bend it like Beckham. Brennan The Rock Johnson, the final boss. That's my guy. Yo, connect 4 like Hasbro.
Is he replacing Harry
4 man
Kane?
like George. You like that
Solanke.
one, bruv. We gave him with a George Foreman, bro. You know what I'm saying, bruv?
Timmy, jump in. What were you going to say?
Who?
Tony, here's
Solanke.
Timmy.
No, nobody can play Harry Kane.
We got Solanke instead, bruv. You know,
Solanke.
But
Slow Kane.
Yes, Solanke.
on the case on Umeri, like in football, there's no right and wrong.
Yeah.
He was in charge of Arsenal,
Yeah.
Emery, right?
Yeah.
Didn't work out so well.
No.
Now he's doing great at Villa, like
very
you say.
good, very good.
So you see, sometimes you're not succeeding in a club, then you go to a different place with the same philosophy, it's working out for you. So that's why football, right or wrong, doesn't exist. It worked for you, maybe it's not going to work for me, vice versa. But that guy is a good coach, and he deserves the respect, in my opinion, because Villa is playing good football. Yeah, they lost against us.
What's your opinion?
Us.
Yeah, us.
Us.
What's your opinion on Ange, Dimitar? Because the thing is, like we've won 5 games, we've lost 4, but when I look at it, we've won 5 games, and each of the games we've won plus 3+ goals.
Yeah.
So we are scoring goals. And every game we've lost, we've only lost by 1 goal. I know the Brighton one, embarrassing. Crystal Palace, embarrassing. Newcastle, that was upsetting. Then we drew with Leicester. Do you know what I mean? So what do you actually think of Ange?
I think he understands the philosophy of playing attractive football to appeal to everybody watching. Of course, the result is the most important.
Yes.
But he wants, in my opinion, watching from the sidelines, to bring the results with the good football.
Yes.
And with entertaining. When you go home, you'll be like, yes, I want to go and see the next one.
Yeah.
Like I remember back in the day, you're still a little boy then, you know, playing 6-4, 7-3, 5-4. You know, yes, different eras, different way of playing football. But now he bringing that in a way that, okay, fans are excited. Scoring good goals as well.
No,
you know?
definitely.
Scoring good goals from playing game.
And what I love is when you look at our front 3, like no disrespect, because like we've got Solanke, we've got Son, and we've got Brennan Johnson. Tottenham's got nowhere near the best front 3 in the Premier League. Wouldn't even be in the top 4. It might be 6, 7, like nowhere. When you go man for man with the front 3s are the thing.
Yeah.
And the amount of goals we're scoring, you got to put that down to Ange. You've got to put it down to the management, the style of play. You've got to put it down to it. Because it's not one man scoring all of our goals. We're not Harry Kane FC no more.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
I like Ange.
Yeah.
You score 3, we'll score 4.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the philosophy.
But at the same time, I think
Gung-ho
that
Hotspur.
he needs to be maybe careful
Definitely.
when they play, let's say, City.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We're in one direction, like Zayn Malik, bro. You know what I mean? We need a plan B, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
Plan B, it's a good way of putting it. Or maybe some coaches are like this. I have my plan A and I stick to it. We will play with 9 men. We still play high line, right?
But look at us
Kevin
against
Keegan.
City. But look at us against
You
City
score
in the
4,
cup.
we score 5.
They had like 70% possession. That was the lowest I've seen our line. I've never seen us defend like that. We won 2-1 in the cup midweek against City. Everyone doubted us. I knew we would go through. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we won 2-1, and the defending in that game showed me, you know what? Maybe he's actually working on it. The only thing we need to work on now are the set pieces and the crosses, because...
You didn't know they would go
Did you see what he said?
No, I
about that?
did.
He said he
didn't know
refuses
that.
to do set pieces.
But that's ridiculous, bro, because
That's
it's
what he
like,
says.
listen, it's like we got a vampire in goal with Vicario, and then the ball's like garlic when it comes in, bro. He's like he wants nothing to do with it, boy. You get me? I keep saying, bro, they don't know how to deal with crosses. We need to send them to church, study Christianity or something like that. These men don't know how to deal with crosses.
But look, for the manager, for Ange in this case, you have managers who maybe even are not good managers in a way of tactic-wise, but they just give you that vibe.
Energy.
Yeah.
That you just want to die for the guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. Timmy, if it comes down to a battle for top 4 between Chelsea and Tottenham, I know what he'll say. What do you say?
Come on.
You don't know what I'll
See
say.
how he's looking at me?
Dimitar, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I'm passionate, I'm not delusional. Yeah, let's be honest, innit? Chelsea should be in the Saudi league. Yeah, they spent over $1 billion. No, however many billion that they've spent. Yeah, we've got like Chelsea should be finishing in the top 4. I'm telling you. Like, listen, I don't believe we'll finish in the top 4. I'll be honest, Jim. I just want a trophy.
Well, what have you guys
I
spent?
take a key ring at this point. Yeah.
What have you guys spent?
Under Ange?
Yeah.
400 million. But what I mean is
That
Chelsea.
ain't cheap change, bro.
Is it 400 million? Yeah, something like. No, it's not cheap change. You're right. Absolutely, yeah. But what has Chelsea spent?
I agree.
I'm probably wrong with my stats. It's probably 2 billion.
No, but Chelsea is playing good football. I watched them against.
They're getting better.
Yeah,
They're getting better and they play good football, getting out of pressure, confidence on the
Chelsea's
ball.
a very good team.
And right now, they've probably got the best player in the
I
Premier
expect Chelsea
League.
to finish above us, Jim. I do.
Right now, they've probably got the best player in the Premier League.
Who, Chelsea?
Cole Palmer.
Oh, Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer. Perfect.
Cole
Tony, you've taken us right to it. Dimitar Berbatov, Cole Palmer. Tell me what Maresca has got in Cole Palmer.
Watching him against United the other day, and general watching him, like sometimes you see how the player approach the ball, how the player control the ball, how player pass the ball, how he moves through the lines and look for the space. And now you know he is intelligent. He has something that the other players don't see.
Yep.
He reads the game. He can pass. He can score. He's good under pressure, taking the ball for a penalty. Doesn't matter 90 minutes. I will score. And the talent is there, everybody to see, of course. And now you need a manager who can take all these components and just go out there, play, enjoy, but the teams come first because we win as a team, right?
Yep.
And I think the first thing that make impression with Palmer is that he left City and he was so confident that he deserves to play that he went to Chelsea.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, City, I can win trophy, but I'm not going to be playing regularly.
Every week.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to play.
What do you think of that?
would
You
love him
respect
back.
that?
I respect
They would
because
love him back.
Everyone's got to respect
he's
that.
how
Yeah.
old he is? How old is he? How
Oh,
old is he?
22.
21,
So
22.
when he left City, he was 20?
20, yeah, 20.
And I was told Pep begged him to stay.
He said,
So
Pep said
Pep
to
begged
him,
him to stay.
Pep said to him, you're not going on loan. You're either staying here, you're not going on loan elsewhere, you're either selling you or you're staying here. And he said, oh, I'm going, innit?
Yeah.
And let's be
So
honest.
Dimmy, he goes to Chelsea and he gets his wish.
But that balance, so you're 20, you have assessment of yourself, real assessment, let's say, or maybe not, but in his case, real assessment, and he's backing it up on the pitch as well. So the maturity showing at 20, it's something else.
He walks into every starting 11 in the Premier League, yeah. The way I saw him flick it over, what's his name? Tyrion Lannister's head for Man United, Lissandro. The way he flicked it over his head, yeah. And then the brother, he could have been sent off for that as well, you know.
Do you know
You get
what
me?
I think we should all just touch upon and not forget that Maurizio Pochettino deserves so much credit for backing and going and spending that money on that boy, because everyone was like, are you crazy spending the money that he was spending, what Cole Palmer was going for?
You know what? I think it was a club signing, you know.
Well, I don't know who it was,
Yeah.
but whoever put all that money up.
It was only 40 million. I couldn't believe it. Or was it 60? It was something I couldn't believe.
On a kid who's unproven. On a kid who
Unproven.
no one knows about,
Yeah.
who no one really
Yeah.
is gathering any energy about him. No one knows anything
That's
about
got to
him.
be signing
That is
here for many years.
That is something
But
big
that
to
was
me.
the same with Gareth Bale
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
came to Tottenham. 17 or 16, just nobody knew about him. Going, trying to prove himself, and then became one of the best ever.
Gareth
But
Wales.
with Palmer, now we can rave about him.
Yep.
He's 21, 22. But the real challenge now is to stay and be consistent, like
That's
Messi,
hard. That's hard.
Ronaldo.
That's hard.
Do you think he's capable of doing that, Dimitar?
Well, it's up to
That's
him.
hard.
But I've got a question for you, bro, quickly, yeah? Like, I'm going to put this to bed like Jay Holiday, yeah? Palmer or Bellingham? I'm talking as a footballer. Forget about what they've won. As a footballer.
How can you compare? I mean, I hate comparison, to
different
be
players.
honest. Yeah,
I need an answer.
in a way, they're different. I love watching them both. Now, I maybe watch more Palmer because he's more
Attractive on the eye. Attacking.
attacking-wise.
Yeah.
That's what I'm watching more these days. Strikers, attacking players, making chances. Bellingham also do this. He can score goals. Some good goals with scissor kicks, and he can get the ball as defensively well. So both English people should cherish them.
Yeah.
I just feel like Cole Palmer, yeah, has got that natural talent like Lionel Messi, and Bellingham is like he works on it. You know, like Ronaldo. You could say.
I get that, but I just think Bellingham.
You love Bellingham.
I think Bellingham's IQ's unparalleled.
Yeah.
At an age like that,
Yeah.
when you're running La Liga and you're running the game for a club of Real Madrid's size and stature. Now, if Cole Palmer is to go back to City and do it, or go to, let's just say, United or Liverpool, because at Chelsea it's like, it's amazing you're doing it, but that's not the high. Is that the highest level? Are they one of the biggest clubs in the world, really? I don't think they are. Whereas Bellingham going to Madrid, there isn't a bigger club in the
And
world.
holding four at the Bernabeu, bro. On a training ground with like the Ronaldos, the Rooneys, the Tevez. Like, how was that for you?
Well, I remember still my first training session because I'm traveling to the training ground and I'm thinking to myself, where do I sit? What do I say? Who am I going to engage in conversation?
Yeah.
What do I say? What if I look stupid?
Guys, I'll tell you something about Jude Bellingham. He was one of a Real Madrid squad who were a no-show at the Ballon d'Or in Paris.
Yep.
So I pitch up there the other night, and there is no one there from Real Madrid.
What was my invite, by the
No
way?
Ancelotti, no Jude, no nobody. Why? Because Vinicius Jr. or Danny Carvajal did not end up winning the major award. So they didn't pitch up.
Yep.
And that was all the talk, Jimmy,
Shameless.
of the Ballon d'Or. The award goes to Rodri. Before we talk about Rodri, what do you think about Real Madrid being a no-show?
Well, I think I mentioned it before the show that you need to know how to lose as well, right? You need to show respect to the opponents on the pitch, off the pitch. You need to accept that sometimes you're going to lose. Yes, Ballon d'Or always have someone is going to win. The other one is going to be like, no, he doesn't deserve to win it. It's always like this. So maybe they need to have a category in each.
Yeah.
Strikers go the Ballon d'Or, midfield defenders and goalkeepers. So nobody can get offended anymore, you know? But not showing up, I don't accept that.
No.
I don't accept that.
That's good.
You need to be there.
I thought it was disrespectful, Tony, to Rodri,
It is. It's very disrespectful.
who won it. And won it on merit, Jimmy. Am I wrong?
And Rodri is a Spanish, right? And this is Real Madrid.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And they'd love Rodri. Real Madrid, they're looking at him.
Yeah.
And look at that disrespect.
They want him.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, do you know what I mean? Because with me, it's like the Ballon d'Or, Rodri was robbed the year that they gave it to Messi, yeah? Because obviously, in my personal opinion, there's not nothing like that, allegedly. So yeah, I believe he was robbed because he's obviously won the treble with Man City. Messi won what? The World Cup, innit? That's what Messi won. He won the World Cup and then they gave him the Ballon d'Or. So I'm thinking this season, Vinicius, I know he was upset, yeah, they won the Champions League. I think they won La Liga as well. But what did you do in the Copa America? Absolutely nothing. You scored 15 goals in La Liga. Rodri was literally the player of the tournament for Spain when he won the Euros. And for City, he's always their number one guy.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I believe he deserves his flowers.
Was he a worthy winner? That's a big question. That's what it boils down to. Did he win it on merit, Dimitar?
I think he was the worthy winner, in my opinion. And he fully deserved what he get. I mean, obviously, I watch strikers. But in his case, this is the guy who is the commander, the general, when he plays for City. Everything goes through him. And of course, I watch for small details when someone is playing. And the confidence he have when he gets the ball. And just, I don't care who you are. I know how to protect the ball. You're not getting it from me. And then I'll give it to whoever is after me. Or when he's defend, reading the game, anticipating, getting the ball. All these details. And he can score goals. He scored
rockets.
No, he scored the winner. Was it for the Champions League?
In the Champions League, City. Yeah.
Yeah, he scored a winner, which is not easy to do with.
Yeah, of course, against Inter Milan.
He's a great.
He's
player.
a winner.
I think we all know he's an unbelievably good player. I mean, I don't know what the Ballon d'Or results was. If there's a top three or a top four, was Vinicius Jr. in the top three? I don't know how it works or what they are, but obviously Real Madrid have got inside information. That's that's the most alarming part, first and foremost. Like, how do they know the results?
The poorest thing, Tony, was the no-show. Carlo Ancelotti won the Manager's Award. They're not there. Bellingham was also in the 1, 2, 3. Not there, as I say. Real Madrid, Jimmy, were the team of the year award. Yeah, but they're not there.
But here we need to separate a little bit. Real Madrid as a club and the players playing for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So let's say Vinicius Jr. wanted to go. Bellingham wanted to go. To say hi to my colleague, congratulations.
I agree, but the club say no.
But then the club say, guys, we're paying you salary. You're not going.
They booked a flight, didn't they? They said they cancelled the private the private jet.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is working
that
like
they
this. The
control.
players
Yes.
want to go, but then your superior, the director, the president, or whoever, your boss say no.
But Harry Kane wins the Gerd Müller Award
Harry Kane is a
alongside Kylian Mbappe. What do you think of Kane?
Harry Kane is a machine.
At Bayern Munich now, no longer at your beloved Tottenham. What do you think of Kane?
I was crying that day.
Oh, yeah.
Not crying, of
Yeah,
course.
we were crying,
I
but
was
now we
like,
can use the French.
Seriously, he's leaving the Premier League. Come on, no other club wanted him to stay here.
Nah, less of that. We don't want that.
Ooh,
we don't
really?
want
Yes,
just
wait,
you
wait.
Tottenham boys, right? Just to get this clear.
Yeah.
If Harry Kane
Yeah.
would have gone to, I'm not gonna say it because I know that he's got an affiliation with that club. But if he goes to, let's just say, United, or he doesn't get out and he goes to City, like, do you despise him and hate him?
Nah, so with me personally, like, the best decision for him was leaving, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and going abroad. Like, I thank him for that personally.
Okay.
But I could understand if he wanted to stay in the Premier League because he wants to break the record, didn't it?
Okay.
If he went to City, fine
Liverpool.
by me.
Liverpool.
Fine by me. You get me? City fans, you get me? Half of them are on Star now.
No
bruv.
one but
Do you know
Arsenal.
what I mean? I don't see them.
Anyone but
holograms. And you get me? That's what it is, yeah? If he went to Man United, well, obviously, look at this, you know what I mean?
you couldn't go there.
Do you know
but-
them right
so
there?
it's only Liverpool.
He could have went to the only team he can't go to, is Arsenal, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Chelsea, I wouldn't be happy about it, but I wouldn't boo him. I wouldn't.
Okay.
No, look,
Arsenal's the only one I'd lose it.
he paid.
Really?
He paid his due.
Yeah, he
with
did. He
Spurs.
did. He
so
did.
it was time to move on.
Absolutely,
And
I agree.
Everybody was still to this day continue to say he needs to win trophies.
But he could be the one who makes the difference for Arsenal. Let's all be honest, Let's all be honest.
Dimitar, what we can tell you is
universe.
we are thrilled that you are taking part. If you can get a word in edgeways. So we want to put you in the spotlight to an extent here. Bulgarian, growing up in your country of your birth. What was that like for you? Tell me what you were like as a kid.
I mean, it was not easy, but everybody have his difficult story, upbringing or whatever, you know. And back home, we were getting out of communism, you know, so it was not easy for us as a family. But when you're a small kid, your family presented to you as a game. You know, go wait there in line 6 a.m. because we're gonna play a game. Actually, you're waiting for the bread so you can buy one, you know. And when you're in the situation, you don't appreciate it enough because your family try to make sure you're not seeing how they're working or giving you or making money. But when you look back, then you start to appreciate it even more. And growing home was difficult than probably growing in England or other countries. But that's what makes us hungry, me specifically, to achieve my dream, which obviously was to play football at the highest level possible, and makes me hungry that I wanted to go out of my country and go to a different one, be a foreigner, but try to show the locals that I can be part of you guys.
Yeah.
Just give me a chance. I can show you maybe.
As a young kid in Bulgaria, you didn't play with the football, did you?
No, I did not, because we didn't have money for football.
Wow.
And at somewhere we had a basketball, which was a heavy ball.
Yeah.
And that I tell this story to young players who want to master their touch. And nobody told me to do that. I just felt I needed to do it with the basketball, which is heavy ball. Yeah. I started from a small child to throw it in the air and control it with my feet, control. And that's how I master actually my touch.
Wow.
So how old was you when you got your first football, would you say? Or
But after the football, after the basketball, which one day just disappeared, we had a tradition back home on a specific holiday to slaughter a pig.
Okay.
So we slaughter a pig, then you have a big meal with the relatives, with the family. But when you slaughter the pig, you take out the bladder.
No.
The bladder, and my dad was like, "Come here. You want a bowl?
Yeah.
I give you a bowl." So come here. They take the bladder of the pig.
Yeah.
They blow it up?
Blow it up.
Oh my Lord.
Blow it up. It becomes like a bowl, but it's all sleazy.
Slimy and
Slimy.
Yeah.
And now I have it in my hands, and I'm like, okay, I need to improvise. I need to make it more stable, because if you kick it like this, it's going everywhere.
Yeah.
You know. So then we put clothes around it to make it more stable, more heavy.
Yeah.
And now we have
man.
close to a proper ball. Yeah. We play
Talk
with-
about
What a
humble
story.
beginnings.
What a story.
Talk about humble beginnings. Who was your idol when you grew up?
Oh man, it was Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
Because he was just bullying people around and scoring goals from every possible way.
Yeah.
He was not the best technician, but the goals and the iconic raising of the hand and everybody cheer.
Legend.
And opposite of that, Van Basten.
Oi.
So I have Van Basten and Shearer, completely different players in a way, because Van Basten was more technical, like a swan, like a dancer moving on the pitch, and the goals he used to score, man. When he retired at 28, he had 3 golden balls, Ballon d'Or, European Championship, and with Milan, he won in everything, and I was crying. I was crying watching that. I have it still on tape. Back in the day, we used tape via, put it on the VCR. Man, I'm telling you.
Have you met Van Basten?
Yes. I have his signed shirt, frame in my cabinet back home, and every day I wake up and I'm like,
wow. Some of the volleys he scored.
Love that.
Unbelievable volley.
I love that.
Van Basten was unbelievable player, and it just shows you in a sad way that football is until a certain age. So when you have the platform, you need to do your best.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love that. You're going to enjoy this, Dimi. As you might imagine, we've spent a lot of time in Manchester this week. So we used that opportunity to ask the Manchester United faithful about Dimitar Berbatov.
I am here outside Old Trafford and I am asking Manchester United fans to describe Dimitar Berbatov in one word.
Fighter. One touch.
One touch.
Yeah. The goal scorer. Great. Majestic.
Elegance.
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 Different level. Oh, that's 2 words in it, sorry. I would say it's Berbatov. Silky.
Ooh, one word. Artistic.
Love it. How do you feel when you hear that?
It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable. Even when I used to play, when Spurs were singing my song, or United fans, I'm like, please stop.
You can't.
I'm like, yes, maybe I deserve it, maybe I don't, but it makes me uncomfortable.
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed in a way, yeah.
Yeah, but you should enjoy it because you earned it.
But
you
still,
spoke it on the pitch, didn't you?
I was like this. I will try to do my best. You will like it, maybe sometimes yes, maybe sometimes not. But to sing about me, maybe a bit too much. So listen to the guys. It makes me great. Again, a bit embarrassed and grateful, because actually my game was around the elegance, the improvisation, the silky touch, the first touch, and bringing the result with that. That was my game. And then you go home and you try to imitate.
I remember it. I presented Transfer Deadline Day on Sky when you got your move. At the same time as Robinho, we thought he was going to go to Chelsea, he goes to Manchester City. Yeah. Dimitar Berbatov has arrived at Old Trafford. There were the pictures of you, the kind of silhouette, the darkness of the evening. Berbatov's at United.
But was that interesting to you guys? Was it?
Just a bit.
For me, honestly, being in the eye of the storm, it was so nerve-wracking and tense, and like it just was yesterday, because I knew what is going on around me, and I'm like going crazy, angry, sad, happy, all this emotion moving in a circle, like repeating itself. Is it happening? Is it not happening? What are people gonna think of Spurs? Am I disappointing everybody? What my father thinking? He's probably, come on, let's do this. What am I thinking? Where am I standing? Do I want to go? Do I want to stay? One point, yes, I want to stay. The next time it's like, no, but with Spurs you play. The team starts with you. In trophies, all these types of emotions.
Was the decision just yours to go or stay?
Was it my decision?
Was it just yours? Because when a club, I've always wondered about this about play. When a club comes in and bids for you, did he go to the player and say, do you want to go or do you want to stay? What happened with you?
With me, my manager actually told me about this, and I'm like, I'm not going to say what I said, but I'm like, are you serious?
Manchester United want
Are you serious? Because this is what we're working so hard for all these years. Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. And then I'm like, oh my God. I know that I deserved it because I worked my ass off all these years. And it was step by step by step. I didn't leapfrog any steps in my... So it was step by step by step. And then of course I said, let's do it.
Yeah, I heard rumblings after. He had like his first season at Tottenham, champagne football. And even from his first season that he came to us, I heard rumblings that he was going to leave, innit? And then obviously it's one of them ones where it happened, innit? But obviously when you went to Man United, like I said, you were our guy. You were the main guy, the main attraction. You were steak. You know what I mean? When you went to Man United and you're on a training ground with like the Ronaldos, the Rooneys, the Tevez, like how was that for you?
Well, I remember still my first training session because I'm traveling to the training ground and I'm thinking to myself, where do I sit? What do I say? Who am I going to engage in conversation?
Yeah.
What do I say? What if I look stupid? They just won the treble.
Yeah.
2008, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I do now? And the car is getting closer to the training route, and I'm now getting out of the car, and I'm like, okay, just be cool. You deserve this. The moment I step into the dressing room, like, you know. So I was
belong there, but I get that's so good for you to say this because there'll be people out there, kids listening to this, and if you can walk into a Manchester United dressing room, a treble-winning team, and go, I feel like I shouldn't be there, but you are there because the manager wants you, the best manager that's ever lived.
The manager was Alex Ferguson.
I was intimidated, but because one of the reason I was intimidated and questioning myself was that I'm coming from a small country, and I always telling myself, do I deserve this? Do I deserve this?
What did Alex Ferguson say to you?
When
you joined?
When he was waiting for me at the airport when I went, and again starstruck.
He's Alex Ferguson.
And Alex Ferguson, I mean, come on. Again the same process. What do I say? How do I look?
I watched the whole thing, bro.
But he was very nice and just Berba, don't worry. One thing I remember, like going all through the process of signing in the cabinets upstairs in Old Trafford, and he's like, don't worry, son. We signed this. You have 1 week off after this. I'm like, all right. We sign.
Straight to work.
We have Liverpool next Sunday. And I'm like thinking, what happened to my break, man? Come on, I'm exhausted here. And then when everything happened, I went to my room in the hotel. I sit, and like all the adrenaline just left me. I was so happy about myself, and especially my dad, my mom, my family, everybody wanted this. But I was like lying in bed, like thinking to myself, well, I made it, right?
Yeah. Because this was a boy who had played with a pig's bladder in Bulgaria.
But not only
and was now joining the biggest club in the world.
Yeah, but I mean,
that is only you, Dimi, from Bulgaria. That is only you. You've done that and gone to that level. I mean, there's you and Hristo Stoichkov, obviously, but you. Imagine you've gone and what you've won and you've done it. You've been there.
But all the trophies that you won at Man United, and I'm gonna have to say this, you know them way there. All the trophies you won at Man United, this I tell you they never appreciated you, That Champions League when they didn't even include you in the squad, bruv. Alex Ferguson, mate. I know you apologised in your book, but you need to apologise to me as well, bruv. You know what I mean? Because this is my guy. Like, robbed him of a Champions League. I know, obviously, Alex Ferguson's your guy. I know he wrote it in the chapter for you in your book. I know the whole story, innit? But I'll never forget, because my brother's a Man United fan, so I was watching that game, and I was like, Berbatov, you know what I mean? Like I said, when players leave, like Kane leaves, I'll watch by, and I want to see them succeed. Like, you were one of them, like, I want to, do you know what I mean? And Tottenham was nowhere near Man United back then, let's be honest, innit? So, like, I could just appreciate you. Like, I can appreciate football. So I was watching you to see. And when you wasn't included in that squad, I couldn't believe it.
But you know one thing with Spurs, when 2008, 2006 came and I needed to move from Leverkusen, United came for me.
Oh, really?
But I already spoken with Spurs, with Martinho, with Daniel Levy. And I said, all right, guys, you wanted me the most. And I appreciate that. Every striker, because we are egocentrics at times. We want to feel special. I say, okay, I come with you. But then United comes on the stage and like, Berbs, probably we're going to go for you, but you need to wait. But now I say, sorry, guys, I gave my word to Spurs. I cannot disappoint them.
I love that.
I love that. My word. So
I didn't know that.
I'm glad that this has got out. So that's what I'm saying. All the Tottenham fans, we appreciate that. You know what I mean? He didn't even have
to. But you had the
chance. We got him first.
You had the chance to win the Champions League, didn't you?
I did.
But Zidane spoiled that chance.
2001, long time ago.
Hampden Park in Glasgow.
That was probably the most beautiful goal in the Champions League finals for me.
In history, I think. I don't think there's been a better goal. Well, maybe Bale, but...
Yeah, I was going to say
that. Maybe Bale.
Real Madrid, Liverpool. Leverkusen.
We are the underdogs. And along the process, we beat Liverpool, we beat United, and we reached the final. And then we have Real Madrid, Zidane, Raúl, Roberto Carlos, Fernando Hierro in the back of the fence. We made that day Iker Casillas a goalkeeper. Because he went as a substitute.
Okay.
And he was very young. I think he's my age back then. and he saved everything there is to save in the last minute.
Keeper.
And when I was in the halfway line, and then I see Roberto Carlos sprinting, chasing the ball, and then giving that cross to Zidane, and then the ball dropping to Zidane, and I'm watching, and I'm like, you just know.
Just before we move on, in a sentence, tell me how proud the kid from Bulgaria was to have done what you did here in England.
Oh, I'm very proud. I'm very grateful, as always, because where I started, where I am now, and comparing myself to some other people from my country, how they live, I cannot be anything than grateful, and I never try to forget this. And I'm very proud and emotional as well, because every time I step and go out to play, let's say for United, because this was my pinnacle, my personal achievement, and I see the Bulgarian flag waving up there in the stand, man, goosebumps and stuff like this, and you feel great. And that's why to this day, when I go back home and speak with young kids, I always try to tell them it's about the journey, guys. You know, step by step by step, and you're gonna appreciate it more. You try to control when you get the money and the fame. You're gonna use to control it. If it gets all at once, and you how do you say, you leap through some of the phases of your development, then you're gonna have difficulty to control, because fame and money is the most difficult to control, and to know how to, work
Tell
with them.
them kids about the journey, Dimi, and tell them that you're going to get to the destination. Every kid now looks at social media, they want the destination, but they don't want to take part in the journey.
Exactly.
And for you to go back home and talk to them about the journey, that for me is the most important.
Your country is proud of you. Football is proud of you. That's why you were Bulgarian of the Year in 2009. How about that for an achievement?
What? Only 2009?
I lie? Yeah, 7 times. Put respect on his name.
7 times.
And then he won it another 6 times
Doesn't
after
even that
that.
Aretha Franklin, my bro.
Dimi's the most famous man to come out of Bulgaria.
The most history.
Dimi, you're a credit. You're a credit to your profession and to your country.
James, will you speed up, James? Look at me, turning like peanut band. Oh my God. Oh, no! This is embarrassingly good.
Now then, we are heading into the final 3 races of the Formula One season, and it's still all to play for. Going into the Las Vegas Grand Prix on November the 23rd. But we're off the back of Brazil, which could prove to be the pivotal weekend when it comes to Max Verstappen and the Drivers' Championship. I am delighted to tell you, joining us now, none other than Red Bull team principal Christian Horner. Christian, you're most welcome. It's great to speak to you. Tell me, what kind of performance did we see there in Brazil from Max Verstappen?
I think that was one of his best ever drives. I mean, to go from 17th in those conditions to winning the Grand Prix was exceptional. So right up there with his very best, I think, right up there, when you talk about some of the great drives we've seen over the years from some of the big names, sort of Senna, Donington, 93 springs to mind. That, in my mind, was right up there.
I think, Christian, that was Max's first win in 10, and he now has a lead of 62 points going into Vegas. Was that the title-winning drive we saw in Sao Paulo?
I think it was a great result for us. I mean, it was important that we, score big. We haven't won since June, but our 8th victory of the year, and a dominant one as it transpired in the end. So a fantastic performance by Max, a great recovery from the team after a difficult period as well during the last couple of months. But we've got performance on the car, and Max has delivered in the biggest possible way.
Christian, it was another tough Grand Prix for Sergio Perez. His seat for next year under constant scrutiny, I think that's fair to say. It was another tough Grand Prix for him, and with the likes of Liam Lawson, Yuki Tsunoda waiting in the wings. Am I right in thinking you've got some big decisions to make?
Well, look, I mean, Formula One, as we know, is a results-based business, and Sergio is very, very aware of that, and he's not happy with how the season has gone for him, as you would expect. So, yeah, he's big enough and old enough and wise enough to recognise that. But our focus is very much still on the Constructors' Championship as well, and we need Sergio to be up there scoring in these last couple of races or last 3 races if we to have any chance of challenging either Ferrari or McLaren.
There are some reports that you might end up doing a deal with Williams for Carlos Sainz. Is there any truth in that?
Well, look, I mean, there's always plenty of speculation in the Formula One paddock, and Carlos Sainz is going to be a Williams driver next year, and he's a great driver. Had a big win in Mexico recently, and I think he'll be very good for that team.
Is it something you consider, Christian?
Carlos Sainz?
Yep.
Carlos is committed, to Williams, and he wouldn't form part of our plans for next year.
Christian, it's been a tough second part of the season for Red Bull. I think that's fair to say. You won't be happy now with the Constructors' Championship, the way that's playing out for you.
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, we had a very strong start, but then other teams have hit, very strong form over the summer months, and it's only recently that we've started to get real performance back on the car, winning the sprint race in Austin, and now the Grand Prix, obviously yesterday in Interlagos in Brazil. So yeah, but still all to play for. Three Grand Prix, 1 sprint race still to go. So still plenty of points, available.
How should we look at the achievements of Max Verstappen? I mean, 4 in a row. This guy has been something special for your sport, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, if he goes on to achieve that 4th title, which hopefully he's taken a big step to now, then you have to start considering him amongst some of the greats in the sport. And I think he's driving at such an incredible level, as he's continually demonstrated. And I think that he's great to work with. When you put him in the car, he gives you everything, and he's still got that hunger and passion. And that's great to witness.
And Christian, with Lewis Hamilton in a Ferrari next season, are we all going to sit back and watch these two go head-to-head again?
It would be very interesting to see how Lewis acclimatizes to life at Ferrari. He's obviously coming out of a very comfortable environment, one that he knows very well over the last 10 years, or more than 10 years. So that'll be a change for him. Charles Leclerc is, again, another very fast driver. But Ferrari is a team that looks like they're picking momentum up, and so for sure, a driver of Lewis's quality is always going to be a challenger. And I think Ferrari, he could be just jumping at the right time. I think he's obviously seen things, that he's chosen to change teams for, because he believes in the future of Ferrari. So that's going to be fascinating to see how that plays out.
Christian, finally, it's Las Vegas next. What, in your view, makes this one a standout? What makes this race such a special one?
Well, I mean, just racing in Las Vegas, doing 250 miles an hour down the strip, a night race. It was a track last year that produced a great race, one of the best races of the season last year, because long straights and slow corners at the end of it, big overtaking opportunities. It was very slippy. It was very cold as well, so difficult to get heat into the tires. But I think it could well be a thriller. And again, I don't think it'll disappoint this year.
Christian, thank you so much. Good luck with the final 3 races, and thanks for joining us in the lineup.
No problem. Thanks very much indeed.
Now, ahead of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, Expressions and I got to talking about who the best driver amongst us is, who has the most natural talent behind the wheel, which one of us has the raw speed. So we went to find out. Jim, thank you very much indeed. Expressions and I were hoping to get
Jim,
on
thank you very much
F1 track.
We turned up to the F1 track. They said, you're not Lewis Hamilton to me, and you're not Verstappen to you, yeah? I know how to drive, yeah? Fast and furious. I just won't do the dash. Put my pedal to the gas.
Always remember it. Mirror, indicate, maneuver.
Max Verstappen doesn't have these problems.
Sorry about that. Shameless.
Jim, what is wrong with you?
Sorry.
It's Mr. Drummond and Gary Coleman from Different Strokes. That's me and him. Different Strokes, me and you.
It was a lot of fun, Tony, actually. It was a lot of fun.
When did you do it? What day?
Last Thursday.
Lethal Weapon, fam. Look, that's us. We're going in. Men in Black. Look at them Amiri traders. You like those, Jim.
Jim, Let me tell you this, yeah. There's more chance of your name being Jim Black, yeah, than me losing to you. 3,
Are you raced with other people?
What is that on your 3 or 4 other people in the race? And they fly these things.
Bye, Jim. Bye.
So he takes the lead.
On a wooden floor.
He's away.
Look at that, look at me, I left you. Speed it. Hold that, Jim.
Someone gave you lessons before that?
Nah.
They just give.
I got a pink license.
Really,
He's about to wrap up here.
Lewis Hamilton.
James, will you speed up, James?
Trying to catch
Look
them.
at me go.
That's normal speed, Tony. They're flying. And I've done him in his inside.
I got cheated. I did. But they slowed my cart down because I was living life.
You left it. You left that gap. I just went right through it.
Look how slow my car's go. Look at that. I ran out of petrol.
Oh no.
What is happening?
I spun out. Look at that.
He's fishtailed the car, he's lost it. He's lost it at the back. Oh no.
And the winner.
Bro, I thought you could drive.
Oh, brother, I can drive, innit? You know when it gets to the final hurdle with Tottenham, bro. You know when it gets to the final hurdle with Tottenham. I'm cursed. I'm cursed, bro.
So we lost again, right?
Yeah, bro, we lost again, bro. You get me? I'm cursed.
Where's Tony when you need him?
Sport is all about winners and losers. The humiliation of it. It's back to you, Jim. Seriously, what an experience.
He was flirting with the woman. You know the woman that sorts out the cars? He was flirting with her, bro.
Controls
yeah,
the
you know the
cars.
ones in the F1 when they go under your bonnet and they rig the thing?
Yeah.
You were flirting with her, bro.
How did it feel being second?
Huh? Like I said, you were flirting with the woman that was dealing with the cars. You
Tony,
were
he's
hugging
such
her,
a
you were
bad
doing
loser,
what-
mate.
What
He's
do you
such a
mean?
bad loser.
But I'm used to losing. That's a lie. You know what are you talking about?
Dimmy, one thing I can tell you all, keep an eye out for the extended version of our Day at the Races that's coming soon.
Don't release that.
But we need to get a take on a few things with Mr. Tony Bellew. Tony, incidentally, there was only one winner there, mate, and it wasn't Expressions. We're going to crack on with the chat, and we're going to turn the attention on boxing. Okay. It looks like AJ is not going to go straight back in with Daniel Dubois. Okay. Did you think he might?
Yeah, I did. I thought he wanted to. And listen, it's just one of them things. I know the turnaround is quite quick. For someone like Josh to go back into camp, he'd have to be in camp now, to be honest, to be ready for February, or going, heading back into camp. And he just might not be ready to go back into camp, Jim. Whereas Daniel Dubois wants to get a fight under his belt, get a defence on the way. And I understand why it's not happening. Do I think it's right? No, I'd like to see the immediate rematch, I'll be totally honest. But at the same time, I do understand why it's happening. You have to understand boxing is ultimately a business. It's called prize fighting.
Sure.
And, with all due respect, he's going to want the best build-up. He's going to want to be in the best shape. He's going to want to be, most important, in the best mindset.
Right, got you.
And I'm not sure if going directly into that rematch.
So it could be Dubois, Fabio Wardley, maybe.
It could be Dubois, Fabio Wardley. I mean, Fabio has only been at domestic level so far. Fabio's a really good talent, very good fighter. Yeah. But it's a bit early. I think Joseph Parker is far more deserving. The run Joseph Parker's been on is second to none. Defeated Zhilei Zhang against all the odds. Defeated Deontay Wilder against all the odds. It just keeps going back to back. The underdog in all these fights, and he keeps turning them over. So no one is more deserving than Joseph Parker, in my opinion.
I think if Dubois even breathes on Fabio Wardley, he's going to be bleeding, boy. That scar tissue's crazy, bruv. No, literally, you got this blow and then he'll start bleeding. Like that. The scar tissue's mad from boxing,
I get it. You know what? For Fabio, it's a nasty gash on his nose.
Yeah.
It really is. But Fabio's someone who I think the next logical step is the European title. He's British and Commonwealth champion now. Yeah. He's defeated Fraser Clark. Fabio's is an exciting prospect who needs guiding in the right way. Yeah. And listen, he's got Frank Warren behind him now. Frank knows how to guide fighters. You know, you can say what you want about Frank Warren, but he does know how to guide fighters.
So, Tony, if we're talking in December, if Fury beats Usyk, are we talking about the trilogy?
I mean...
Does Fury beat Usyk?
In my opinion, no, but Is there a possibility? Can I see an outcome of that happening? Yes, absolutely. If I was 6'9", Jim, and weighed 20 stone, I'd invade Russia. Never mind. So it's a simple question. But can he beat him? Of course he can. Do I think he will? No.
If anyone from Russia sees that clip, I don't agree with him. I'm not invading. You get me? No.
That's because he's not 6'9" and 20 stone.
And other reasons. But we won't talk about that.
Well, if I was 6'9" and 20 stone, I'd be the most impossible thing in the world. You could not beat me. Like, it's impossible. If I'm that big and can move like that, like, you can't beat me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I think Usyk, obviously, I'm a big fan of Tyson Fury and that. But the thing is with Fury, he's got the size and he's got the technical ability. And that's not one thing you really see with boxers. Like, someone that big, like, you see when David A beat, what's his name? Like, Lurch from the Addams Family. Sorry. Yeah, him.
7'2".
Yeah, but he couldn't move like Tyson Fury.
Of course.
Tyson Fury moves like someone not his size.
He's a freak.
So people
Fury...
found it hard to, do you know what I mean, to compete with that. But you see Usyk, one, is a lot bigger than I initially thought. I didn't think he was over 6 foot.
He's the
do you know what I mean?
size as me, 6'3".
That's it. And the way he can move and his boxing IQ,
that's the thing.
That's what had Tyson Fury on the ropes, boy, this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But Tony, if Fury beats Usyk,
surely
that trilogy fight is bigger than anything that might involve Anthony Joshua.
You say that, Jim. It's the pull that happens over here. I mean, after what's happened with Anthony Joshua and Danny obviously there's going to be a slight, I don't want to say disconnection with that fight, but I would say a little bit less interest.
Definitely.
But still, ultimately, Anthony Joshua is a global face in boxing. It doesn't matter what happens. If Anthony Joshua turns up, it's quite simple. He either knocks you out or he gets knocked out. And people love that. It's like Mike Tyson. That's what appeals to you. Mike Tyson turns up, he's knocking you out or he's getting knocked out. And that's the biggest appeal with boxing. Anthony Joshua is probably the most marketable face the heavyweight division has seen since Mike Tyson.
I'll tell you right now, if you was to put a poll out right now, if you wanted to see Fury versus Usyk for all the belts, or just Anthony Joshua versus Fury, no belts, they're choosing AJ Fury, I promise you, because it's more about what's on the line and about the people in the fight, you know what I mean? It's about the selling of the fight. It's like WWE now.
Could you imagine a press conference with Fury and Josh? I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
It's domestic grudge matches are huge. When you look back to me and David Hay, I've had the right touch.
I love that.
Me, George Groves, Carl Froch, they've had the right touch. Over the years, they've built up, and there's so many I could take and name.
Dimitar's the man that gave us Kubrat Pulev.
Yes.
Okay.
Kubrat was a good fighter. I was at the European Championship with Kubrat.
Good fighter, wasn't he?
Honestly, I don't understand from boxing, so I don't have the expertise to say anything. But, for example, in the case of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, they never fought before, right?
No.
So that must be a massive appeal to have a game like this, right?
Definitely.
It is, Dimmy, but we're both coming off the back of losses. So if they was to face each other tomorrow, the interest would still be huge and it would sell out Wembley Stadium 5 times over. But to the actual boxing public and the boxing, should we say, aficionados, the lovers of the sport, they'd be like, well, why are two losers facing each other? So we need these guys to kind of come back in one way or another. So we need Fury. If Fury is to lose to Usyk again,
what happened then?
I'm not sure how viable Fury and Joshua is. It's still a big fight in this country, but it's not that mega spectacle that it once was. It's lost its... It's like when Manny Pacquiao faces Floyd Mayweather. We wanted to see it, but it wasn't the same, was it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It went past its sell-by date a bit.
Yeah.
Everything has its time and its place in boxing. It's the same in most sports. You know, you want to see the greats face you at the right... This is why His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh is so good, because he's come along to the sport and he's gone, the best are going to face the best on my watch now.
Yep,
sure.
There's no agendas, no managers,
and
no
the fights
promoters,
are being made.
And the fights are being made.
That's what we wanted,
That's
Tony.
why boxing is back at the top of all combat sports. That's why it's back at the top of the food chain. The UFC had built its ladder, it built its platform to such a huge thing, because the best face the best. That's because one man's in control, Jim, in Dana White. And he's done an amazing job. The UFC is one of the biggest sporting organisations in the whole world.
Sincere thanks to Expressions once again, to Tony Bellew, and to our new best friend, Dimitar Berbatov. Thank you so much. And make sure you join us again next month, and we'll be joined by a former Dutch midfielder who wore the white of Real Madrid and plied his trade in the Premier League. You have been watching The Lineup, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the app or visit betmgm.co.uk. 18+, gambleaware.org.